We're gonna UVTV, motherfucker. I'm gonna kick spiritual ass and do this for my people. Oh God, neon nigga feather me in. Today I'm gonna be talking about college and universities are only higher levels of education for capitalistic type of thinkers because based upon universities, they're trying to make something universal. Them making it universal, it's like them turning it into some type of Catholicism or all embracing generalizing. You know what I'm saying? And that be the problem in itself when they try like the pro of that is we have something that we can all commune in so where we can all understand or all gain some type of learning education, you know what I'm saying, we can all have some type of way of getting some knowledge or wisdom and stuff like that based upon history and based upon the autonomy of things that got built up over time based upon civilization and stuff like that and how we can make that broader and how can we make society better just in general. But the con is based upon these concepts in general, it turns into this I got a PhD energy. I got a badge. I got a I got this degree and stuff like that. And that's really just you going up different Masonic degrees. And from you going up different Masonic degrees is based upon a Freemason. A Freemason is just a stonemason. And a stonemason, they like to craft things from the stone. Not like a blacksmith. No, they like to craft things when it comes to reality. Otherwise, why y'all got that symbolism and stuff? So it's like, it's based upon them living in a certain code of conduct and based upon that code of conduct and how they want to craft reality and stuff like that based upon things getting Americanized, things being commercialized, and things getting westernized into them trying to make the new world that isn't really new. It's new to y'all, and then y'all didn't know what it was until y'all started to discover that during the age of discovery when y'all came on a boat and brought a whole bunch of different foreigners, including my people, on a boat to take over a whole bunch of different Native Americans and their culture and try to perpetuate that. But that's really a whole different thing because I ain't trying to make it sensationalized like the negativity because at the end of the day, America is a big melting pot and it is what it is at this point. So just in general, when it comes to the starting point, when it comes to the age of enlightenment or a college or like a university, they just wanted to make something that was universal under their English terminology program of how they look at higher education. So based upon those uh, yeah, like them basically making something out of that and trying to capitalize on it to commodify it, basically, and from them commodifying it at a high scale, so it can lead to business practices. It can lead to them being on the money and them making a lot of money to uphold their education and their sciences and their observations and their technology and making people be a part of it, but also making these different world trade systems to from taking other people's culture and their technology and their development so they can make what we got right now, right? Based upon Yale, based upon, I don't know, like Georgia State and stuff like that, right? For these different colleges and universities, all these different things that make the world go around, like the medical field, or even like you going to art school and stuff like that, or you doing it for the sake of becoming a lawyer, like, you know what I'm saying, like politics, and that higher education, that's only higher education from you thinking from a capitalist mind state or you thinking from things getting Americanized. That's just their version of what they look at as higher education. But look at that as like, oh, for the, you know what I'm saying? It's like that allegory of like the people who won the war, they're the ones who's gonna dictate and write history. It's like that. Like the only reason you're in that position is because of stuff like that. And people will rather care about oral tradition or their own customs and their own practices and stuff like that. They don't care to try to make some global thing that like it's like they're trying to like appeal to everybody in some way, shape, or form, and that's the pro. Like so humanitarian, yeah, humanitarian type of work and stuff like that, right? Of trying to make something that like, oh, anybody from any background could kind of be a part of it. But the con is kind of like not everyone is going to be in that worldview. Everyone has their own subjective point of view of how they want to look at things for the most part, and then we make the world. We all have our own subjective point of view, and then we make the objective point of view. It's not no thing where we're gonna make some overall overarching objective point of view and it's only just gonna be that. No, everyone kind of being in their own little culture, own little pocket, own little atmosphere, own little world. We make the overall world. Like we all in our own space, our own perspective, our own, you know what I'm saying, circumstance, and then based upon our subjective observations, circumstance, minds coming together and stuff like that, based upon our community, our culture, our communion and stuff like that, we make the overall communion. Look at the overall communion, you're like humanity and mankind. Like we make the overall of what that is. It's not no thing where, oh, you can just go to Yale or you can just go to Harvard, go to Harvard, and then you got like the most prestigious high level education and stuff like that. No, it's just based upon something that's scientific. And I'm not trying to say there's something wrong with science, but replace the word science with technology, and that's really what that means. It's just them studying and observing things that they're aware about, and how can we turn this into a tool? How can we turn this into a device? How can we turn this into a technology? How can we utilize this as a benefit so we can capitalize off of it so people want to keep coming to our prestigious type of schools? But it's based upon a ranking system, based upon the social hierarchy of how they set up the world, based upon classism and stuff like that, when there is no such thing as that. You know what I'm saying? Of, oh, some high, low class. Oh, I got more money than you, so I'm at a higher class than you. No, there's no such thing as that. We all in the same playing field, whether you low class or high class, because we all in a human vessel and we all got a fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not no you on a high low level. Everyone has their own circumstance, their own things they know how to handle and stuff like that. Their own mind, their own creativity, own. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no such thing as that. And the only reason you even in that position of being high class or being an aristocrat or being an elite or being a millionaire and stuff like that, you had to capitalize off your own people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing you gonna end up rolling around is rolling around a whole bunch of different rich motherfuckers based upon you assimilating into some type of bro. It just leads to some type of like capitalistic type of thinking. That's like the simplest way I could make it to make it make sense in like a broad sense. It's kind of like when you get into politics, especially American politics, and they start being like, oh, you either liberal or conservative. You know what I'm saying? You either Republican, Democrat, and all that type stuff. But like, they're both two polarities, two wings on the same fucking bird. Y'all got to think about the whole spectrum of who's creating that phoenix that's rising from the ashes. Who's creating the whole fucking bird? And then you start thinking like, oh, okay, it's just the government and stuff like that. But based upon them being in that type of mentality, because all being in like some type of organization or a government is just a governing mentality. So you govern your own mentalities. You govern your thoughts and feelings to make it so you have that adrenaline to, you know what I'm saying, conduct your different organs so you can make your whole entire being function as an organism because you're an organism. So they're doing the same thing just on a broad scale when it comes to society, and that's how they crafted society and stuff like that. So from them crafting society and things of that nature based upon American culture is just commercializing culture, industrial culture, commodifying culture. They have to try to commodify off of what everyone else is doing because that's the same thing they did for them to be in that position and stuff like that. The same way how y'all look at religion and Catholicism and stuff like that. Whatever they was doing over in Europe during that time when then, you know what I'm saying, with the origins of Christianity and stuff like that, with Catholicism, the starting point when it comes to Christianity, a Protestant is just them protesting a bit against the traditional ways of how the Pope or however, like, you know what I'm saying, spiritual religious leaders were doing at that time. And it was protesting against it. And that's what led to them coming to America. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of it is like the same thing. They just telling it in different ways. It's like, it always leads to they went against their own people, aka they went against the European concept in Great Britain. And they went and tried to take over someone else's Native Americans and stuff like that. They was taking over the Native Americans and using their culture and commodifying it and trying to manipulate it so it can go in their way because they want their freedom and their independence from someone else. I mean, from them going against Europe and their culture, but all you did was pluck from someone else's culture and commodify it and manipulate it. And then you want to be the face of representation, but you ain't the one who created it in the first place, but you want to be seen like you was the creator and the representation, or you're superior or you're better because you did it by force when you didn't do it naturally. We didn't naturally want to go to your Toys R Us. We didn't naturally want to go to your concert. We didn't naturally want to be going and watch you on Streamer University and stuff like that based upon your entertainment value. You did it by force and you forced yourself into a position. You know what I'm saying? Like you pimped your way into a position and then that's it. And then they just created a system to uphold their lineage to make it so they can keep going with that. So it's not just Europeans in that concept. If you think in a capitalistic or American mind state and stuff like that, that state of being, state of awareness, you're all in the same pocket. So all you doing is separating from your people to go cosplay someone else's culture and be assimilated into their shit to go against your own shit and sell it back to them. So anything when it comes to like the liberal arts and stuff like that, or their education system, right, is based upon what they look at as progressive and extensive, which is really just you have to keep that going. You have to keep commercializing. You have to keep capitalizing off of other people's stuff, and then get them lost into some scientific methodology. They have to keep going in this type of method, like this specific way. Like if you don't get educated and make all A's, and if you don't get these degrees, these, you know what I'm saying, high school diploma, associate degree, bachelor degree, a master's degree and stuff like that, if you don't go up in these different degrees based upon our education system and the things we like to be enlightened about based upon our studies and what in the you know what I'm saying, it's like them trying to see, because I understand it because I went to art school. It's kind of like you're trying to get people lost into y'all creations of how y'all look at that particular subject matter. You don't want someone to think outside of that subject matter. It's like when you go into the music industry and then like the minute you sign that paper, you sign that contract to a major record label, now they have creative control over you compared to when you was underground independent. You had way more freedom, creative expression, experimentation, all that. You could create the type of songs or create the type of styles and genres of whatever the fuck you want to do. Now you have to do it for the sake of business. Now you have to do it for the sake of money. Now you got to do it for the sake of you trying to be commercialized. Now you're doing it for the sake of, oh, you have to appeal to strangers on a universal global level. So it's the same thing when it comes to college and universities and stuff. It's kind of like you're only educated what we want the world to be educated about, but you can't make up your own concept and be in your own world. You have to kind of be a part of what the overall world is doing based upon what we capitalizing on. And then if you go outside of the things we're trying to commodify, we're going to look at you like you pseudo. You know what I'm saying? That's pseudoscience. We're going to look at you like you know what I'm saying? Like you're slow. We're going to make it look like you're not credible. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the simplest way I could put it. It's to make it so you look like you're not credible because you don't want to be institutionalized. If you get institutionalized, it's just you be a part of an organization that's built upon laws, custom principles, and a belief system through their code of conduct. So the minute you make your own customs, practices, principles, and belief system and way of how to go about something, aka making a culture and stuff like that, they look at that as degenerate. They look at that as you going against, you know what I'm saying? Like they look at that as like, what the fuck is you doing? You trying to, you think you better than us because of this and the third? Man, you're not even credible. You don't got these degrees and stuff like that. When it's really just a piece of paper based upon some type of education system data made up from learning from other people's shit and stuff like that and taking that over. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they in that position now. So it's kind of like you have to get disciplined and educated and have some type of academic merit based upon book smarts. But you ain't gonna learn life without street smarts. Like, I'm not trying to say there's something wrong with having book smarts and stuff like that, but I'm basically trying to say it's like you get lost into someone else's creation, someone else's authorship when you're a creator and you can become your own author and motherfuckers can read your book or your perspective and your experiences and your testimonies and your outlook on life and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So based upon that, and you get lost into their specific structure and discipline, the minute you kind of go against that and you kind of trying to do your own thing independently and something that's way more relatable to real life, aka look at that like you being street smart and stuff like that, right? That's more relatable to everybody in real life because you're around everybody. From you being more around everybody and you just learning from your different experiences and being around different people and different cultures from different backgrounds, different races, different ethnicities and stuff like that. From you doing it more organically and you didn't get, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't doing something based upon you going inside the institutionalized building or you going to college. Not trying to say there's something wrong with doing that in general, but I'm basically trying to say it's only high levels of education, high level of intelligence, high level when it comes to intellect and having a purpose. It's only that to them if you just an aristocrat. You know what I'm saying? It's only that to people who think like a capitalist. They like to capitalize on their own people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only that if you want to get commercialized and appeal to strangers. It's only that if you like to commodify and manipulate your intelligence to exaggerate it to make it more than what it is. All it leads to is like some ego narc type of energy and make people not make some new type of education or new type of school curriculum and stuff like that that can appeal to where you at and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like you live in Chicago, and only motherfuckers who live in Chicago know how they work when it comes to how they go about things in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to the education system, the political system, the street life and stuff like that. But it's like that's their experiences, that's their testimonies. So they can speak on that. So they can make a curriculum out of that. You could look at that curriculum as kind of like G Herbo or something. Like when it comes to his music and his discography and stuff like that, he's talking about his experiences of what he actually went through. But that's his testimony. That's you getting educated of his life because it's his fucking life. So it's like how you about to tell a motherfucker how you gonna tell a motherfucker based upon their morals and principles and how they grew up and stuff like that that they can't do that and that's evil. That's a nigga. That's their life. That's their fucking life. So it's like from that being their life and their livelihood and their way of living, and they did what they had to do to fucking survive because you put them in a circumstance to make them even be in survival mode based upon class system, high, low class and stuff like that, and then you making a welfare system, or you making a Section 8 housing and stuff like that, or you setting up certain shit to perpetuate racial profile and all that type stuff, bro. It go deep. Like from you even setting it up like that, from you doing it in a real lackadaisical, you not really giving a fuck, and it's like some survival mode, you know what I'm saying? Survival mode type of mentality where a nigga gotta get it how they live. So even if it look degenerate, even if it look negative appearance wise, they doing it based upon good intentions. They're doing it just to fucking survive and progress and shit. Y'all make motherfuckers look crazier, but when you actually meet them in real life, they really not that. They had to do that. So it's kind of like the most purest level of learning how to become your own individual, learn how to become a man and woman, but based upon your environment and circumstances, you have to create from what you got. So from the fact you ain't having it like that, you have to create your own way to go get it. So from you creating your own way to go get it, and you being, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to kind of put you in those pure type of energies of actually being creative and actually, you know what I'm saying? Like going about something your own way, and you not giving a fuck about the external representations of what it means to be intelligent, how to be intelligent and be a part of society and stuff like that, and kind of like it's like some commute. It's like kinship. It's kind of like only you and your people kind of get what y'all doing. It's y'all culture, but anybody outside of that culture, they're gonna demonize it. But it's like you ain't from here, so it's like yeah, like you ain't from here, you don't get it. Like of course you look at it like that because you fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like you privileged. Like you have you have access to certain things to where you're not even thinking in that mind frame and stuff like that. Cause you ain't at the ground level. You not around everybody. You in a small ass world. You ain't thinking broad. That's the main thing I'm trying to say. So based upon their liberal arts and they be like, oh yeah, we thinking broad. No, you not. You're in a small world, small containment of you trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's like a gated community type of mentality and stuff like that. Like it's only that in this world, and it's a small ass world. It's not including the whole universal thing. It's not including everybody. Because if it was including everybody, it would be something even a crackhead could understand. It would be something, you know what I'm saying? Like the common person could understand and stuff like that at a high or low class level and stuff like that. A thug could understand. A hood nigga could understand. A street nigga could understand and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll be able to have that charisma. You'll be able to have, you know what I'm saying? Like some relatable, genuine type of qualities and stuff like that to where even they can understand what the fuck you're talking about. Like, I feel like motherfuckers who went to public school, they know what they mean. They know what the fuck I mean. Because when you go to public school, and it's not like something super prestigious and stuff like that, and you're around a whole bunch of different races, whole bunch of different backgrounds. Some niggas got money, some niggas don't, and stuff like that. But if it's like you was cool in school, like you was cool with everybody low key, like you didn't have like you had like certain friends that you was cool with more than others and stuff like that. But you was able to be in that network, like I can appeal to everybody type mentality and stuff like that. Like y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's kind of like you found a way to be charismatic. You knew how to be yourself in front of a million different people from all different types of scenarios and backgrounds, and you know what I'm saying? Like them living in certain ways and stuff like that. Like you still was able to find a way to make it relatable. You still was able to find a way to make it look genuine or at least inspiring or something that people wanted to be a part of. Like even if they not into it, they all like, oh yeah, bro, be doing this and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit cool. Cause it's something like productive. It's something like, oh, he's trying to expand on something. Oh, okay, he kind of like in his own little world and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He kind of be doing his own thing. Like yeah, it's like simple shit like that. So it's like that shit is only appealing to motherfuckers in that world. And it's a small world when you actually start to piece it together and you really look at it. It's really just a small world, small pocket. But it's kind of like at that small world, small pocket, that like 10% and stuff like that, they try to make it seem like that's the whole world when it's not the whole world. actual real life individuals and stuff like that, like they don't even think like that on God. Like